Good morning, Lake Monticello once again. Today we're going crappie fishing. Bear with me. We're going to try to catch a crappie today. Yesterday I went to leave this lake and I dropped in here and caught 6 crappies. So I'm going to try it right off the bat. See if we can catch a crappie. We're going to throw a crappie jig, a triple ripple crappie jig in front of this dock. We're going to see if we can catch a crappie today. Let's see what they'll do. Adjust this camera a little bit. And we can see if we can catch a crappie. Yesterday it was cloudy. On the way home I decided I was going to stop in here and see if I could catch a crappie. The first cast I caught one. So we're going to give it a shot. Might not be here. We might be perch fishing again in a few minutes, but I want to try the crappies before I got out to the perch and see what would happen. So we're going to try crappies this morning for a little bit. It might not be a first one here, but yesterday they were in here. But it was cloudy. And oh, there was a bite. There was a bite and I missed it. So some out there. There was a bite. We're using a triple ripple crappie jig with a little lead butt. But that was a bite right there. So that's a good chance we're going to catch one. It's a good chance we're going to catch one. Good chance. All I'm doing is kind of yo-yoing it back in right now. And I'll probably start casting it, just reeling it soft. I don't know how deep they're going to be around there. It's a brush under there, so I don't want to get hung up. First, what I do on the first cast is I kind of work it up high. And in the next cast, I'll work it down low. In other words, let it sink to the bottom a little bit. Might not be one in there, but we're going to give it a shot. Hey, we got nothing to lose but a little time. That's all we got to lose, a little time. So, we're going to position this boat. And we're going to cast this joke in there. Right down there in front of that dock. There'll be some brush around that dock. And we're going to give it a shot. Let it sink down about 8 feet, and I'm going to reel it real slow. Yesterday, I think they were in here because it was cloudy. This water's done got so clear late in the evening and early in the morning, and I got here late this morning. I got in a traffic jam, so I didn't get here early enough before the sun come up, and that's not good. These crappies probably hit when it was low light. So now they're probably out from that brush down deep, so I might have to throw it out deep and try to catch them or get straight on top of them. But low light conditions is what they want. Right now it's just too bright. There's a bite. There's a bite. There's a bite. There's a crappie. There's a crappie. There's a crappie. A nice one too. There's a crappie. There's a crappie. Yep. There's old crappie. Look at that. Look at that. We caught a crappie. Look at that. A Monticello, medium size. He's not a huge one, but he's not a bad one. That's not a bad crappie. On a triple ripple, blue and yellow combination jig. I don't know if you can see it or not. Right there. Blue and yellow, and I got a little split shot and a swivel above it. So blue and yellow. All right, let's go back out and see if we can get another one of these Monticello crappies. Hey, I like catching and casting crappies. That's fun. Something different. I go from fishing 50 and 60 foot deep to fishing in 18 foot of water on brush, casting. You got to reel it real slow because it's got to get down there to them. Crappie's not going to run a long ways to get to bite something. They're going to, you got to put it on a crappie. You got to put it on a crappie. He's not going to come a long ways to get it. He'd catch one. I tell you, if we could have got here before that sun come up, we probably would have caught a good many. I got into traffic over there at the nuclear power plant, and traffic had a traffic jam this morning. It messed me up. Took me 30 minutes to get through that traffic jam. Well, I'd have been over here right now. So 30 minutes to get through a traffic jam. I went back out there. I know it's something there. It's got to be more than one. Crappies don't hang by themselves. It's more than one. But the fact is, I get hung up if I let it go too deep. So they're probably down in that brush. Probably down in that brush. If I had to guess, small. They're going to be out probably 20 foot of water on this lake. Being clear water today, they're not going to be up like they were yesterday. I had 6 crappies, weighed 11 pounds yesterday on the way in. And that was a pleasant surprise because it's been years since I caught any crappies. I didn't stay in here about 30 minutes. Wind got so bad I couldn't hold a boat. But it was really windy yesterday. But that's the kind of days fish like, I tell you. That's the kind of days you want to go fishing. It's on them. Windy, cloudy, and then the water's got to be high. If the water's not high, you can't catch them. They move back and you can't catch them. They're a lot harder to catch. You got to get minnows on the bottom out here deeper. Must not be a lot of them in there this morning. I'm surprised. I thought I was going to drop in there and catch 3 or 4 right quick, but one's all we got so far. Hey, but that's fishing. Slow fish. This is a different type of fishing than white perch fishing. That white perch fishing is just drop it down and catch them. This is more like real fishing. The one rod casting, and it takes time to catch them. It's not fast fishing like fishing straight down on something. There he is. There he is. There he is. There he is. Monticello crappie. Nice, too. Good size. Good size. Monticello crappie. No need to Monticello crappie. Look. Another Monticello crappie. I figured we was gonna catch a few. I figured it. We might even get a limit of crappies if we keep with it and don't go perch fishing. It's kind of hard for me to not go perch fishing, but hey, something different's always fun, isn't it? Something different's always fun. Look at that nice Monticello. That's the black crappie, and he's a female. She's a female. Full eggs. Look at that. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Old Fisherman done changed his tactics and gone crappie fishing. I bet y'all can't believe that. I'm supposed to be perch fishing now. Well, the Old Fisherman can catch any of these fish. It don't have to be perch. I can catch them all. And I love to catch them all. We might catch another one of these Monticello crappies. Right here now. Get them going. We might catch a few of them. Stay off of them, don't spook them. Now, old crappie gets spooky. You can't get on top of them in clear water. You got to stay way out. Way out, or you're going to have a problem. You're going to scare them off. After you catch a couple, they might quit too. But all we're doing is working that jig in real slow. Actually, just a steady cast is fine, but a steady reel retrieve is fine. But I'm kind of letting it get down, kind of pumping it in there. 28 foot of water right here, right in front of this area, and it drops off pretty good, and there's a few old trees out there. Can get hung up, and I got a little pole that I use, though I punch them off. A lot of times I can get them loose, but to go up there and punch it off, you're going to run the crappies off. So that's the only bad thing about punching it off, is you'll run the crappies off. But you got to let it go down. It's probably 15 foot right at the end of that dock. So I got a little tiny split shot on there, and you got to let it go down, or you won't get to them. And old crappie, he be sitting in a place big as a 5-gallon bucket, and you got to put it right on him. He won't take it. They funny. Now, if you get a big school of them, you can catch them a lot easier. But if they kind of scattered on that brush, it's hard to really catch them quick, unless it's a bad day like yesterday. And yesterday, I probably could have thrown an anchor out with that wind blowing and sat right here and caught me a limit. But I had to go home right at lunch, and they were biting. And yesterday, while I was catching all them white perch out there, and it was cloudy, I should have been in here crappie fishing. I messed up, and I kind of figured it. But I hadn't crappie fished in years. It March the 1st yesterday, and it's time for them to be coming in. And when you get this lake with high water, well, that's the time to be casting these jigs for crappie. In low water, you can't catch them. Not like this. You might go with minnows out deeper, but you can't catch them casting. I'm sure it's more fish in there. I'm sure of it. We're just not getting to them. Before I leave here, what I'll do is go right in front of it and drop straight down and see if I see any. And hopefully I don't spook them. Maybe I can catch one straight down. But you know, when you're crappie fishing like this, you get you about 3 spots in the same area and keep rotating. When you go over there, they'll come move in here. And while you're fishing that, you can come back and just keep rotating in between the 3 good holes. And we got another little spot over there. I can probably catch one. But that's the way you do it. Cast that jig. Now, I need to count it down and focus on counting it down. That focusing is real important casting the jig. So you got to stay in contact where your jig is, because you get hung up if you let it go too far. So you I'm kind of just reeling that thing, hopefully right above that brush, and I don't get hung up. And but we caught 2. Hey, that's what I wanted to do, is catch 2. Show you how it's done. Show you how it's done. It's March the 2nd. So, and the water temperature this morning is in the 60s. So that tells me that the crappie should be close to the bank somewhere. If you can find the right spot, you might can kill them. And they moving in. And they might move in all day. What we'll do is we'll cast this, and this is a good place here just to troll the rods, troll the jigs down through the middle of this cove back here. And a lot of times you can pick up something like that. So it's all kind of ways to catch these crappies. You can tight line off the bottom, drop it to the bottom with a minnow. And so you folks who want to come over here and go crappie fishing, what you do is get in the middle of one of these coves and just drop it down with minnows. And in about 25, 30 foot of water, anywhere from 15 to 20 or 30 foot of water. And just let it go to the bottom and just reel up a couple turns and let that minnow set in a rod holder, and you can catch crappies. If there's any movement, if you get in the right cove. Now, all these coves, they don't produce, so you got to get the right one. And just like that, we caught 2 crappies, now we can't get another one. So the water being clear and the sun being up, so will affect the bite. So just to show you, that's the way you can catch a couple Monticello crappies right quick. And I'll turn it back on to make a short flip, but if I can hold them up here. These 2 are not real huge, but they're a good average size Monticello crappie. Just want to show you how you can catch a couple crappies casting. Steve Cumliner, Lake Monticello, casting for crappies today.